Hi, everybody. This is Silvio Canto in Dallas, Texas on Friday, December the 17th, and welcome to our video commentary. Well, I have a post over at the American Thinker today, Friday, talking about what is happening in our major cities. You may have seen the story over the last couple of days that the mayor of San Francisco came out with a pretty tough message against all those criminals who are making her city a disaster. You know, we've seen the videos of people breaking into stores and, ridiculous. I mean, and all of this, of course, compounded by the fact that once they're arrested, they take them in front of a judge, and the next day the same guy is out on the streets doing the same thing. So the mayor came out and said, we're going to change. We're going to get really tough with these people. I think the next day, Speaker Nancy Pelosi, who lives in San Francisco, came out saying, gee, what a surprise. You know, these people are acting with no respect for authority, no respect for the law, such a lawlessness. I mean, you have to wonder in what planet is Nancy Pelosi living? The reason that these cities have collapsed the way they have is because the Democrat leadership in these cities tolerated all that violence last year, and instead of calling the National Guard to put down the violence, they made all kinds of excuses for the people committing the violence. So you now have cities that have been destroyed, cities that have lost millions of dollars in tax revenue, and I don't think any of it is going to come back, because why would people want to live in a city with such crime? And why would you want to put a business in a city where you have to, put gates and all kinds of protection on your windows every night because you're afraid that a gang is going to show up and break up everything and steal your inventory? So these cities are in trouble. The Democrats are starting to get it. But a year and a half ago, when it was convenient for them to tolerate all this madness, all this chaos in their cities, and it was convenient because they wanted to go after Trump. They wanted to somehow attack Donald Trump by allowing all this violence to happen in their cities. A year and a half ago, they didn't do anything about it. When they were burning down a police station, the governor of Minnesota did not send in the National Guard to stop it. The mayor of Minneapolis didn't do anything about it. Seattle, Portland, I mean, it's a disaster all over. Every one of these cities is run by the Democrats. And every one of these cities was allowed to fall apart simply because they wanted to, I guess they were angry at Trump. Well, everything is changing now, of course, because now they run the cities. They have a president with very low approval ratings, and they're trying to change at least the trajectory of the situation. In my post, I have a friendly suggestion for the Democrats who are running these cities. You don't really have to come up with anything new. Simply call the police chief and say, look, Mr. Police Chief, we're going to let you do your job. We're going to let you do your job. So get out there and protect property and protect people. And if you do that, if you tell the police to do their job and you don't get in their way, if you're not tying their hands with all kinds of politically correct things, if you leave the police and you let them do their job, all the lawlessness is going to stop pretty quickly. Because the reason that you have all this lawlessness is because you've been tying up the police's hands and you don't let the police do their job. So I guess the good news is that the Democrats are starting to get it. The bad news is that they waited way too long, and I'm not sure that the damage can be repaired in many of these cities like Portland and Seattle and Chicago and so on. Thank you for watching, and if today is your birthday, happy birthday. Bye-bye, everybody.